Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Sometimes a win is not as clear cut as you may think. Primark, that retailer that specialises in bargain clothing and which is beloved by millions, has come under fire quite recently by allowing its changing rooms to become unisex. The backlash has been astounding, and they have, quite reasonably, listened to their customers and reversed the decision and said that men and women will each have their own separate changing rooms, and quite right too. And that, you'd think, would be a win. Only it's not quite as it appears, because they're still going to allow men to change in the women's changing room. So let's have a look at this story. So Primark is reintroducing women-only changing rooms after the backlash over only providing gender-neutral facilities. But another woman reveals how a man burst in on her while she was trying on clothes. Primark says it will bring back women-only cubicles within weeks to its 187 stores. People who self-identify as female will still be able to use the women-only areas. There is no such thing in law as self-identifying in England. You do need a gender recognition certificate. And so, effectively, any man who chooses to can walk into the female-only section of a Primark and have a good look round. It follows a surge of traumatic experiences by females using unisex facilities, but Primark insists it will still keep gender-neutral changing rooms in its stores. But what they're saying is they're going to have a ladies section, a men's section, and a gender-neutral section for them as want it. That's fine. Keep the gender-neutral section, but keep that for the mentally ill. But the ladies section must be for biological ladies, not for men who don't really know what they are. Although we know what they are, they're men. Anyway, getting into the story here. Primark is to reintroduce women-only changing rooms amid a growing backlash over the gender-neutral facilities in its stores. The move comes as another woman today revealed how a man burst in on her while she was trying on clothes in a unisex cubicle at the store in Stoke-on-Trent. Now, the fashion giant has vowed to bring back female-only changing rooms to 187 of its 191 stores in the UK within a matter of weeks. It should be doing it immediately. It's not that difficult, is it? It's not that difficult to say this is for women only and that's for men only. How hard is it? Unless you've got spineless staff who refuse to look at a man in a skirt and say, "I'm sorry, sir, can you use the men's room?" "Oh, but I'm a lady." No, you really aren't. It is exploring other options for the 4 remaining shops with only one changing room area. Well, that's simple. It's women only. There we go. The move is being seen as a partial U-turn, following Primark's decision to axe separate changing areas for men and women in 2019. However, despite the changes, a spokeswoman for the fashion outlet said the overhaul would not see the company returning to just having men's and women's changing rooms, because they are also spineless and are kowtowing to the tiny minority of the trans community. They are saying we are too weak to say no. Well, they should be. They should be ashamed of themselves, because they are still admitting that a woman can be getting changed, being undressed, and a man can walk in on her, and that not only are they happy with that, but they're actually enabling that. Now, female-only changing rooms are completely legal and in accordance with the Equality Act 2010. Sex is a characteristic, a protected characteristic. And so Primark, you are the enablers of, let's just say, the endangerment of women. Instead, the changing areas will be split in half, with one side remaining gender neutral and the other being reserved for those who self-identified as women. Now, I don't know what self-identifying as women is. As far as I'm concerned, anyone who self-identifies as a woman is a woman unless they're a man. So what you've actually got is a room for women and mentally ill men. But regardless of how mentally ill they are, they should not be in a changing room with women. The change the change in policy follows a fresh report by a mother from Burslem in Staffordshire who became the latest woman to suffer a traumatic experience while using one of the store's gender-neutral facilities. The 45-year-old was half undressed and inside the Hanley branch of Primark when a man pulled back the curtains, leaving the female office worker horrified. And while she believes the encounter was entirely accidental, the horrified mother of one demanded Primark to beef up its security at changing rooms. Yes, all it takes is someone to stand there and go, I'm sorry, you can't go in, you're a man. Oh no, I'm a lady. And that person is going to say, bugger off, you're a man. I don't care what you're wearing. The woman, who wished to remain anonymous, obviously, told Stoke-on-Trent Live, I went in to try on clothes. I didn't know it had gone unisex at the time I went in. This man opened the curtain fully on me while I was undressed. He didn't approach me or anything like that. The man looked shocked. But I was more shocked than anything. I don't think there was anything intentional, and he was probably shocked like I was. But that's not the point. The point is, he shouldn't have had the opportunity for that to happen. I'm sure the man was quite innocent. Let's face it. He's just opened it and went, oh my God, I'm terribly sorry, love. Something like that. But that should not have happened. Primark owes a duty of care to these women. And it should not be allowing completely strange men into an area where women are, and they know are, likely to be in a position of being somewhat undressed. I went to tell staff there's a man in here, and the lady said, yes, it's gone to unisex now. I said, he's opened the curtain on me, and I complained to Primark, but I didn't hear anything back. No, because they're so far up the backside of the likes of Stonewall and all the other trans weirdos that they daren't say anything in case this tiny, tiny minority go, oh, you're an Islamophobe and you've paid us £100,000 to have that plaque on the wall. We'll take our plaque back. I'll take your plaque back. Here, bend over. Let me insert the plaque and you can bugger off with it because I don't care. She added that she feared for the safety of other women if changes were not rapidly implemented. She says, I don't want to go in there now. I don't think it's nice and I won't let my daughter go anywhere without me anymore. She added, there's no security in there. It's a big changing room and these things happen. All you get is a curtain. It isn't even a locked door. They will end up with something bad happening. A man could just easily have put their hand over someone's mouth. It's just an open target. And that, my dear viewers, is exactly what the problem is with these spineless stores who pander to this mentally ill minority who insist that they are actually women when they have got fully functioning junk in between their legs. They are not women, no matter what they say, no matter what they wear, no matter what they want to call themselves. They are men. And they are fully functional men. And one has to remember also that something like 99% of men who go, oh, I'm transitioning, aren't transitioning because they want to be women. They are still, once they've transitioned, attracted to women. What these people are is straight men with a fetish for women face, for putting women's clothes on, for appearing as a woman. But they're still straight men because they want to be with women. They claim, oh, I want to be a woman now. I want to dress like a woman. I want to act like a woman. But they don't want to get anywhere near the business end of a penis. But anyway, the 45-year-old has spoken out after Charlotte Kirby, 25, posted a video tearfully revealing how two men had walked in on her while she tried on outfits at a unisex changing room at Primark in Cambridge. Since then, an investigation by the Mail on Sunday has revealed a slew of complaints from other women across the country who had suffered similar experiences. The probe revealed how one mother said that while taking a teenage girl to M&S for the first bras, they encountered a man emerging from a cubicle with his testicles exposed. Another mother tweeted how at another M&S store in Exeter, a man left open the door of his cubicle in the gender-neutral changing room, exposing himself as he tried on trousers without any underwear. This is wrong. These stores know it is happening. They are doing nothing about it. They are endangering women and they need to be held accountable. And if the only way that these stores can be held to account is simply with money, you go to them and you say, you either put that back as women only changing rooms and put men over there, women over there, and do not let cross-dressing mentally ill men come at all into that changing room. said, otherwise, we ain't shopping here. And en masse, every woman, as soon as they hear of an incident like this, said, oh, that Primark's had that, bang, and they're out. And I tell you what, if no woman shopped in a Primark, that Primark would be closed in a week. Primark relies, I'm going to say something like 80% of its customers are women. 80% of its turnover is women's clothes. And if the women said, screw you, Primark, we're out of here, let me tell you, that policy would change. And it won't be in a few weeks. It would be midnight tonight. Anyway, the situation prompted calls from Westminster politicians and women's rights activists, with Labour MP Rosie Duffield. I've got to say, I'm not particularly enamoured of the Labour Party, but Rosie Duffield, I stand up, I salute, I think she is wonderful. She said, it's completely unacceptable for major retailers to deny women and girls a right to change in private. It's actually against the law. As I say, sex is one of those defined characteristics specifically under the 2010 Equality Act, and it is one of those where you can exclusively make it female changing rooms and not, have men who identify as women in there. The store introduced unisex changing rooms in March 2019 following claims by transgender customers, of course, of unfair treatment. Well, no, the unfair treatment here is the unfair treatment of women by those mentally ill men. And it just goes on, and I'm not going to even finish with it. It's all a load of rubbish. These stores are trying to explain themselves and said why they did it. But we know why they did it, because they've got no spines. And we're going to come up and round off. So it isn't just Primark. I mean, it's M&S as well. You can guarantee it's other shops. Why this rush? Why this absolute mad desire simply to pander to such a tiny, tiny minority? You've got to look at your customer base. Now, Primark, if you are going to be a store that's going to say, right, we are only going to cater for the trans community, we're going to take everyone else's rights and desires and wants and the things that they particularly feel strong about and say, screw you, we're ignoring them, we're only going to care about the trans. Well, you're bankrupt, aren't you? Because the trans ain't buying enough to keep your stores going. So you're going to lose all that money. Your stores are going to fail. All those people will be unemployed. Where's the sense in that? If, on the other hand, you said, yeah, it's all very sad for the trans, but actually, we're actually going to protect our female customers, our 80% of our most loyal customers. In fact, our very bread and butter. And anyone who's trans comes here, we'll offer them a changing room, but it'll be over there, not in the women's section. And if they don't like it, well, actually, you know what? They can bugger off. Because we aren't going to make any money on them anyway. You're pandering to someone that you're not going to make a single brass farthing off. So don't pander to them. Say no. Say no because you care about your female customers and not so much about the male customers who want to wear dresses. And then the problem's solved. And the trans say, oh, well, I'm not shopping here again. Just say, well, we won't even notice. Bye. And watch them leave. They can go to their own stores. Alternatively, if they want to stay there, they go into the men's section. But they are men, after all. Anyway, I shall finish there. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell for notification of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well. Go to the right changing room, gentlemen, and goodbye.